The Broncos continue to make moves around this league to move and try to fit pieces around Bo Nix, and now they've made a move that may not be getting people to the Broncos. This is your Denver Sports Daily for December 4th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
The Nuggets extend their win streak against the Warriors to 8 wins in a row. They've beat them 8 times in a row now. They just continue to dominate the Warriors and honestly, California teams as a whole. And I know we lost a game to the Clippers before this, but it's just they've made so many things different now, and they've really taken into the fact that they are going to build a dynasty. They want to build a dynasty, and they want to continue to do things that are increasing their playoff chances looking forward. And beating the best teams in the league is going to do that. They beat the Warriors. They came out. They dominated. The Warriors had a late lead, but then the Nuggets pulled off a 14-2 run to finish the game. And Nikola Jokic just had another MVP caliber game. He had 38 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists on 14 for 24 shooting. He just came out hot, and he stayed hot. And what you can see every time the Nuggets play and every time Nikola Jokic plays, as soon as he comes off the floor, that's when things start to fall apart. There was a stat last night that was shown that when Nikola Jokic was on the floor, the Nuggets were plus 16. They were winning by 16 when Nikola Jokic was on the floor. And when he was off, it was minus 19. They were losing by 19 points. So, of course, when in the fourth quarter, he's going to sit for the first few minutes, we go down. They go down by a lot, and then he comes back in, and what happens? They go up by a lot. They go on a 14-2 run. He gets that offense moving in a way that no other player in the league does. And it's incredible to watch how he plays and changes the team dynamic everywhere around him. Now, the Nuggets are 11-8 and are currently 8th in the West right now. So they're going to look to, move up. They have to look to move up because 8th right now is a play-in spot. And sure, it's early-ish in the season, but that is not where the Nuggets want to be. That is not where any of the fans want to be. And that is not where I personally want to be. They need to move up and be in that top 3 like they have been the past couple of seasons. Now, their next game is tomorrow against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are one of the best teams in the league and actually have the best record in the league. So that's going to be one of those games that you're going to want to watch to make sure, see what happens. Can the Nuggets compete against these teams that are doing as well as they should be doing? Now, moving on, the Broncos' playoff chances are currently at 76%. After beating the Cleveland Browns, the Broncos' playoff chances shot up. They're doing much better than everybody expected. It's crazy to even be talking about this right now because everybody went into this season expecting a rebuild year. You get a rookie quarterback, you got some rookie wide receivers, and then things just go crazy. They blow up, and now we're winning. It is incredible. I'm so shocked that we're sitting here right now, 13 weeks into the season, talking about the Broncos are winning. They're like talking about playoffs, talking about, playoff wins. Now, sure, right now, if they have to face the Buffalo Bills, that's going to be a hard playoff game to win. The Broncos can win that. They can, but it's going to be rough. It's not going to be a pretty win if they do. But there's still a lot of movement to be had. Can there be teams that move around? Hopefully the Broncos can come up a little bit more and take over people like the Chargers and get a better seed in the playoffs. Now, the team that is right behind them is the Indianapolis Colts at 6-7. That's their record right now. So they have the next highest chances right behind the Broncos. But the good news is that the Broncos are on a bye week this week. And then next week, the week after that, they're going out and taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Those games, that next game is going to be where you're going to be, can they solidify a playoff spot? Because if they can knock out the Colts, they'll basically deliver the final blow there and take a playoff spot for their own. No more on the Broncos. What I was saying earlier, that they moved some pieces around. They decided to waive wide receiver Josh Reynolds. The Broncos ended Reynolds' short time with the Broncos this past yesterday afternoon. And that's a movement there. That's a movement. I don't know how much I agree with this move. We saw earlier that Josh Reynolds was involved in a scary incident at a nightclub earlier this season where he was shot a couple times. And luckily, he only escaped with minor injuries and was able to return to practice. But he was still on IR after being on IR for a couple weeks earlier in the season prior to that event. So Josh Reynolds was moved, and I think that there's things there that like financials. You're looking at, are they wanting to pay a player? His contract was 2 years, $9 million. Are they wanting to pay that contract when Bo is building such great chemistry with the players that he has right now? He's throwing to Devon Vele, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, and of course, Cortland Sutton. Those guys have been such great players for Bo so far. It's just not looking like there's any need for somebody like Josh Reynolds to be on the team. And unfortunately for him, it's just a smarter decision to take him out and open up some of that cap space, because Lord knows the Broncos need it. They just needed to make some movement, and especially because if he's not really contributing much to the team, it's just what they have to do. Now, Reynolds did finish his time with the Broncos with 12 catches, 183 yards, and a touchdown. So I'm going to wish him the best on any future endeavors he has, because that's a great stat line for the few games that he played for the Broncos. But that's going to do it for that. Let's move it on to the Avalanche. They came back against the Buffalo Sabres in a thrilling win. And I was writing the script yesterday, ready to just start hating on the Avs because of what a terrible start to a game. How could they ever let up 4 goals on 8 shots in the first 10 minutes or so? But then the lightning struck. Just incredible. In the second period, Nathan McKinnon put up a goal. So I'm like, okay, 4-1. And then in the third period, just incredible things happen. Joel Kiviranta, Logan O'Connor, Nathan McKinnon again, all scored within the first 10 minutes of the third period to tie up the game. And then Arturi Lehkonen put the nail in the Sabres' coffin with a go-ahead goal in the last 5 minutes of the game. Mind-blowing if you were watching that. And one change that they made, one flip, was that they took out Alexander Georgiev and put in Scott Wedgwood. At 11 minutes in the first period, after Georgiev, again, 4 goals on 8 shots. Are you kidding me? Pulled him, put in the new guy, Wedgwood, and Wedgwood definitely made a statement on, I'm going to be here. I'm going to come out. I'm going to show up. Saved all 22 shots on goal. Just incredible performance from him to lead. I'm going to say he let up. I'm going to give him the flowers there, because if they let up any more goals, it's over. But no, he stopped it, and then the offense just showed up. That was incredible a performance. And yes, I could hate on it much more, because terrible play in that first 10 minutes. But you just have to respect it when you see 5 goals against 4 just being put up. Going down 0-4 is just such a hard task to come back from, and they somehow pulled it off. Now, it doesn't give me hope for the future. In fact, it makes me really scared for the future of the Avs. But, you're seeing what they can do when they're under pressure. They still have that dog in them. They get backed into a corner and they come out swinging. So great win. As bad as it was in the beginning, they pulled it out, and a win is a win. Now, more news. Paul Millsap, Nuggets legend, in my heart at least, retires at the age of 39. If you remember, Paul Millsap was one of the most influential and crucial players to the young core that we had back in 2017, 2018, 2019 on the Denver Nuggets. He led us partially. He was on that leading squad to that 2020 Western Conference Finals run. Incredible player, great guy. Just wow, what a veteran presence to have for those young guys in the locker room. And you saw that it paid off, because you can credit a lot of it to him for that championship that the Nuggets had. Just wow. Paul Millsap, thank you so much for all you did for Denver. You really helped build the Nuggets into what they are now. And it's so amazing that you could be a part of that as well. So congratulations on retiring. We all hope you the best. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily today. I'm going to be back with you guys again tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with that Nuggets game against the Cavaliers. I will definitely be talking about that a lot more. But that is going to do it. I will see you guys all then. Bye.